Here is everything that you got to do to 100% Niflheim. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Hello and welcome to another God of War Ragnarok video. This is part 8 and the final part of my 100% collectible guide. I'm covering Niflheim, and through this video I'm going to show you exactly how to get all of the collectibles required to help towards 100% game completion. And if you've been following this guide series from the start, from part 1 all the way through to part 8, this will be the final part now, and after this you will have completed the game 100% and you'll have your platinum trophy. The first area in Niflheim that we're going to cover is over in the Mistfields. Over here you're going to get a Berserker Gravestone and you're going to find one of the flowers for the 9 realms in bloom.
Beautiful.
I did not think anything grew here.
Behind you! Incoming!
Gravestone. No doubt a Berserker awaits.
Dio then, Divian Eric!
This was the last, was it not? Only the king remains.
Aye, and if you thought his berserkers were tough, well, I've been thinking about what you said, brother. Maybe it's time to let this go. Slipping up a dead man's soul with this old sword isn't gonna change the past.
It is good to hear you say that. But I plan to face it regardless.
What? After all your lecturing on vengeance and spite?
It is not wise to let a malevolent spirit wander Midgard. But I needed to know you wanted this for the right reasons.
Huh. Appreciate the sentiment, brother.
And that is everything to find in the Mistfields. Next up, we're going to finish the Eyes of Odin favor. This is the favor that required you to collect all 48 of those ravens. And on the last one that we got in Niflheim, I said we didn't get a notification, but that signified the end of this favor and for us to go and complete it. And this is what you got to do now. We've got to head to the Raven Tree. So we're going to do that. There's 6 legendary chests to open, all at the Raven Tree. And there's a surprise at the end, which I'll show you now, to finish off the favor and 100% the Raven Tree area.
All those ravens. Ugh, poor things.
Free are we, free of the... A gift of life, a gift in death, to smother forever the All-Father's breath.
Odin must have created these creatures. But how?
I haven't the foggiest. They came after my time with him. But perhaps we should continue to destroy any of Odin's ravens we find.
In life we hanged, In death we kneeled, until you freed us with your steel.
So destroying the ravens free their spirits somehow. Good to know.
Free.
Well, free of Odin's control, anyway.
We told what we saw, empowered his lies. Good little ravens, good little spies. Our lives cut short, souls sinking deeper, until gathered up.
Acolyte of Odin's, very secretive, trusted with his dirtiest deeds. Never met her myself.
We tried to escape. We clawed. We screeched. But nothing escapes the Keeper's reach.
Mimir, how do we find this Raven Keeper?
I'd love to, brother, but I've no idea where we'd look. What if the Keeper's even still alive?
We will find her.
Get away from my children. Have you any idea how long it took to shape their spirits into something useful? Have you any idea?
Enough!
Well done, brother. Clearly the ravens, the children, appreciated it as well.
Is there nothing to be done for them?
I believe we have done something.
Perhaps.
And with the Eyes of Odin complete, that is the Raven Tree 100% done. All we have left to do now in Niflheim is the prison Wreckage. Once we've done this, we have 100%ed the realm. This is, however, a favour though. I've already done the favour, the broken prison. If you need help with it, it is going to be linked down below in the video description. You can go and check it out. I'll guide you through the whole favour. I'm going to go back there now with the favour completed though and show you where all of these collectibles are.
What's this?
Ah, a memory of war. You could use this as a training arena if you like. You'll just be fighting the recollections of enemies. They won't be able to harm you.
Because the favour is already completed, I've got everything opened up. So it's going to look different to you if you're doing this as part of the favour. I highly suggest watching the guide. You'll be jumping down from this side rather than the other side that I'm about to. But if it's the first time here you haven't done the favour yet, you won't be able to do that. You have to jump down from this side. All the collectibles though and everything is still going to be in the same location.
Careful, brother. These prisoners may not be as grateful for their freedom as one would hope. Well, you're very bloody welcome.
A flower.
Who was he?
I don't know. A gardener, perhaps? Dreamshade is difficult to keep alive, even under the best conditions, but this... He gave all his strength to keep it alive.
Then it is right. You should have it.
Why, that's the dwarven sound device Sindri used during the Battle of Ragnarok. We might still find use for it yet.
And there we have it. The prison wreckage is 100%. And if we check on Niflheim as a whole, that is also 100%. So that's every single realm done now. This is the final part of this guide. As we went through this series, we just left one thing to do in Muspelheim and one thing to do in Midgard. The reason being is because in Midgard, it was the final gravestone for all those Berserker challenges. You couldn't do that until you completed all of the others. Plus, it's very, very difficult. These last two things that we're going to be doing is the toughest content in the game. So it made sense that you went through all the game, you collected everything, and you put together the best build you could before you took these on. So we're going to do that now, but also in Muspelheim, we've got a favour there called Defend Your Valor, which is a battle against the new Valkyrie Queen Gunnar. This is the toughest battle in the game. It's going to be very, very difficult. So again, we explained at the time we wouldn't attempt it then, because we'd wait until we got to the end of the game, had everything collected, and put a good build together. So now what you want to do is just spend time making sure everything is upgraded. You got everything that you want on your build, and just make yourself as strong as possible. You've got to be level 9 to make these as easy as you can. I'll give you some tips in a moment, but I'm just going to do this and I'll show you what build that I come up with. So first, some tips on how to complete this Berserker and Gunnar. Well, you're going to want a resurrection stone. If you've not got one handy, just go to a shop, head over to the special items and buy one. There's 3 different ones. You've got a simple resurrection stone, a superior one, or a berserker one. I quite like having a lot of health when I get revived, so I would buy a superior one. However, I've already got a simple one on me, so I can't. If that's the case for you, just go out, go over to sell, and you'll be able to sell that stone so you can buy the better one.
Oh, I can use this. make some magic.
With that bot, just head into your settings and switch the difficulty to that of what you want. Like I said, this is the toughest endgame content. Even if you put it on Give Me Story, which is the easiest difficulty, it's still going to prove quite a challenge. So adjust the difficulty here to make things easier. And if we go back and head to accessibility, there's a setting in here, mini boss checkpoints. Make sure that's turned on, because if it is, if you do die, use your resurrection stone and die again, when you go to take the boss on again, you won't be fighting all of its health bar if you get it beyond halfway. It will have like a checkpoint on the health bar, which makes it really easier the next time around. With that said, you want to make yourself as strong as possible. You can see I'm level 9 there. You see all my stats in the top left corner. My strength is at 448. Defense is 441. I got some runic, I got vitality, luck, and a little bit of cooldown there. On the axe, what I've chose to use as the attachment is the grip of healing harmony. So when my permafrost skill gauge is fully charged, axe hits restore health, but incoming damage is increased. Then I'm using the light runic attack Wrath of the Frost Ancient, fully maxed out, and the heavy runic attack Breath of Former, fully maxed out. On my blades of chaos, the attachments I've got there is the Pommels of Brutal Might. Stun grabbing an enemy R3 grants a gift of strength. The light runic attack I'm using here is Hade's Retribution, fully maxed out. And the heavy runic attack is Atlas Eruption, fully maxed out. And then for the spear, we've got the Battle Scarred Sorata as the attachment there. Again, stun grabbing an enemy R3 grants a Rage Burst. The light runic attack is the Mountain Splitter. Heavy runic attack is the Finger of Ruin, all fully maxed out. For my shield, I've gone with the Onslaught shield. I've been using that all the way. A shield fit for the safely advancing on enemies. It's very good for when you double tap L1. I really like it. And the attachment I'm using is Rond of Purification. This is going to become very handy, especially against the Berserker, because he's going to try and get poison and Biofrost on you and whatnot. So when Kratos is afflicted with Frost, Burn, Poison, or Bifrost, Shield Strike using double L1, it makes sure your Shield Strike, you hit the enemy, it's going to cleanse the status and deal that element damage to the enemy. Very, very good attachment to have, and I've got that fully maxed out. The Spartan Rage I'm using, I'm going for the Wrath because I like this one. You can use it multiple times, does a good amount of damage, and it only consumes a small chunk of your rage. I think it's like 3 or 4 times you can use it at this point with all of the Nornir Chest we've collected. And then the relic that I'm using, I was using the whole, I always use, to be fair, all the way through, the Glaive of Dodder, where you throw 3 Bifrost chakrams that swerve into enemies. It's really good. What I put on for this encounter, or these encounters, is the Hold Your Project to get it as you enter endgame. I fully maxed that out, and that turned Murmur's Discomfort into a Bifrost Blast against nearby enemies. You do need to be close, but I thought that'd be pretty cool. That's your L1 and Circle attack. And then if we go over to Freya, I have set her up as well. Her sword is the Mardol sword, and the runic summon that I've chosen is Steel Harmony, fully maxed out. And then moving across to the armor, my chest armor I'm using is Certus Scourge Cuirass because it comes with good strength and defense, and the Preemptive Strike, Kratos attacks that hit enemies during their attacks do bonus damage. I quite like how that works. And the other pieces that go with it, with the wrist armor and the waist armor, Kratos takes reduced damage and has increased stagger resistance during his basic attacks and skills. So it kind of works hand in hand. You get 40% from wearing both of those pieces on the waist and the wrist. And my amulet we've set up like this. We're using 3 of the Muspelheim ones. So this one here gives me 12 strength, 3 runic. I got 12 defense, 3 runic, and 3 runic, 12 vitality off that one. And what the 3-piece perk gives me here is a set bonus. It increases Kratos melee damage when the permafrost, immolation, or Maelstrom skills are fully charged based on the runic, which is quite high. I'm also using 3 of Helheim's ones. I got 12 strength, 3 vitality off that one, 9 defense, 4 vitality off that one, and 10 vitality off the first one there. And the set bonus for this increases Kratos melee damage when he's below 50% health based on the vitality, which is also quite high. So I'm just pumping more damage into this build as I lose health. And then the last 3 things I've put on here is regenerating essence. It adds a small amount of constant health regeneration. The greater regeneration essence one adds a greater amount of constant health regeneration. So I'm getting all that health regeneration. And I've got the Crest of Desperate Heroics. When Kratos' health drops to a critical level, grants a short invincible barrier buff to strength and health burst when complete. So I'm all ready to go now. The first thing we're going to do is go to Midgard and take on that final Gravestone. You can see I'm only at 98% completion of Midgard because of the Berserker Gravestone still there. And it's all the way up here at King's Grave. So we're going to fast travel there and take on the final Gravestone. This is going to be very, very challenging.
King Hrolf's gravestone. It's reformed. Guess there's only one thing left to do. Not sure if that was justice or vengeance.
The two are not always at odds.
What do you intend to do with Skofnung now?
I intend to use it.
No! Don't you understand the legacy that thing carries? Not to mention the souls of evil berserkers.
I will use it for good.
That won't erase its history.
No. But the story of this sword is still being written. Future generations will weigh its good deeds against the bad and decide for themselves.
You've come a long way from when I first met you, brother.
I have had good counsel since then, brother.
And with the final Berserker challenge completed, Midgard is now at 100%. And that just leaves us with Muspelheim and the Defend Your Valor battle. This is a favor. Again, it's a very difficult challenge. You're going to need this good build for this, or a very good build. Make sure you're maxed out. I'm going to take you there now. I'm going to take on the Valkyrie Queen.
Should have brought a pail of water. For 20.
Once we pick up this collectible, the battle is going to start. At the end of the battle, don't forget to pick it back up to complete 100% Muspelheim. With Gunnar defeated, you will complete Defend Your Valor and 100% Muspelheim. And this brings us to 100% game completion. Every single realm now is 100%. The only thing you're going to have to do now, if you haven't already, is just complete the Phalanx trophy to get your platinum. This requires you to craft every shield. You've already got every shield because you've gone through the 100% guide, but you need to craft them. You can see here that the only one I missed was the Dauntless shield. After I craft this, I'll have the trophy and the platinum.
Very dear.
And that is it. That's the end of this 100% video series for God of War Ragnarok. It's been a great ride. I appreciate you watching. If you've watched them all, thank you. If that has helped you at any point, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to support. And if there's still things that you're missing, go and check out the video description. Everything is linked down below. But that's now the end of this 100% series for God of War Ragnarok. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, stay safe and peace out.